So it's 1155. I've got 22%. My Kin 55 Blue Electric Eagle. I have just been walking through the town of San Antonio, and I hadn't been here in a while, actually. The last time I was here, I recorded a video here. It's on my YouTube. It was on the solar eclipse, and I was excited because this is the first time I got to go into the San Antonio Catholic Church that I've had some beautiful experiences in, including January 1st of this year. Yeah, so we're finishing up the year, but January 1st of this year, I was invited to sing Hallelujah as we were just walking by to open up the New Year's ceremony. And I sat down after I took some pictures of the church, and I was just observing the people, wholeheartedly praying and doing the ritual that they've been taught to do to bring healing or forgiveness, whatever it is that they are being taught these rituals do. But I can feel the energy of their guilt or their hopelessness. I can feel their suffering. And, I just sat down and I put my hands in a prayer position, and I wept. It was like a rainstorm, just water coming out of my eyes. And I was thinking, how did we get so far away from the truth of who and what God is? And so then we walked through the town after River talked me out of it. She's like, let's get out of here. Let's go get a coconut. Let's go get a pipa. And we go get a pipa. And then we come to the park. And this woman, this little boy just was fascinated with me. He followed me around, and then he came and sat with me, and then he started taking everything out of my bag. And he wasn't shy, that's for sure. And, he just wanted to sit almost on my lap and be in my energy field. And I just, exuded as much love as I could for him. And the grandmother, this happens sometimes. She was speaking fast Spanish and telling Eduardo, "Oh my God, your woman is beautiful. She's dressed like the 70s in Costa Rica and like a hippie, and she's so cool," or something. "You look like a movie star." Just funny little things. And the boy's name was Danielle. He has a twin brother. The twin brother wasn't here, but she was telling me how she's concerned for her grandson because he gets angry or frustrated and he starts to hit his head. He's always inflicting pain upon himself. And anyways, in my broken Spanish, we talked, and Eduardo was translating, and then he went to go play with River, and so we were trying to talk as much as we could in my very basic words. She would talk fast and I'd pretend like I knew, but I would pick up some of the things she was saying. And, I'd asked her grandson's birthday, which it was March. He'll be 3 in March. Well, River will be 3 in January, so they're pretty close in age. And she had asked, she asked if River talked. And I was like, sí, claro, en español, in inglés. Like, she's bilingual and she's pretty much full communication. She's pretty much, and she's even speaking Russian. I'm not saying this in any kind of bragging way. I understand how that works. Sometimes the parents are proud of their kids and their kid's the smart one and all of these things. But the next question that I asked her, because she was shocked, and she told me that her grandsons don't talk. And they're the same age as River. The church bell's ringing. So I asked, I said, pregunta, did they get the vacunas? Vacunas is vaccines. And she said, sí, claro. And she said it so proud, like she was protecting them. And I'm finally not afraid to say, these things are fucked up. You know, we were also talking about presence, and es más importante presencia parentas con niños. It's important for the children for the parents to give presence to their children, but it's deeper. There's something going on with the intelligence. There's something going on with the central nervous system. There's something going on with the communication, and there's something going on with the regulating of the nervous system with these fucking poisons that are being put in the children. And in my basic Spanish, I said, vacunas no es bien. These are más dangeroso. She said, really? And then it's like, she knew she couldn't defend it, you know? And this wasn't an argument anyways, you know, but I think in this moment, as she was witnessing the differences between the children, I think she was starting to recognize something. And, you know, in her innocence, and she asked me, you know, COVID or all of them, and I said, todos vacunas. And, you know, she'd ask me, but it's good for the immune system. No, it's not good for the immune system. It's not good for the central nervous system. It's not good for their developmental system. It's not good for their intelligence and their brains. And I don't care what anybody says about this. This isn't, you know, someone sent me a video earlier today about someone that's running for president. He was talking about wokeism, and it's very interesting how they're kind of bullying awake people, how they're kind of mocking the awakening, and how they're mocking people that are starting to recognize the truth. They'll do whatever they can to bully the awakened ones and to try to negate what it is that they're bringing through, which is the importance of taking responsibility for your health and protecting your children. So, you know, it's interesting, when I was leaving the Catholic Church, I was washing my hands outside, and I saw through the little gate in the rose garden, there was this like headless father with a headless baby. And I have a bag full of shit that I've collected from everywhere that I walk when I walk the streets. And so anyways, for some reason, you translate that however you want. But, you know, I'm sitting here, look at this tower. Nothing like a good old microwave right by where the children play, our sweet, innocent children. And they haven't really been turned up here yet. They haven't really been turned on here like they have in the States. But I know very well that there are new diagnoses every day for the children, new cancers and autoimmune diseases that are popping up. And it's like, it's this mystery, you know, where's it coming from? And I'm feeling compassion for the innocents and in us not knowing and understanding. Unfortunately, not everyone is as sensitive to these things as others, but something ain't right. I know that stuff started in 2017 in Austin, Texas. I was looking, that's where I'm from, when did 5G start to pop up? It was around 2017. I actually moved here to Costa Rica right after that, 2018, just not knowing, but knowing, I was feeling a call. I was seeing into the future, get close to the trees, get into the nature, get away from the sound, get away from the busyness, get away from the billboards, get away from the foods, get away from the mass marketing, move into the simplicity. Do you need to move to another country to do it? Well, no, it's coming up over here too. But I am asking, how does one navigate this medicine hospital filled world? How do we do it? How do we heal humanity? When do we start realizing what's going on here? Why is everybody getting sick? Why is there always a new virus? Why do we always have to go get the next vaccine? Health insurance. I just watched a video that I did, an old live of me on my Facebook from 6 years ago when I was still in that world, and I was talking about, the stress of feeling the pressure about what insurance. I was self-employed, and it was what insurance am I going to get? What insurance am I going to pay for? How much, what about the benefits, and how do I make sure that I can protect my family in case someone gets cancer? And that's half the problem right there. But it's deeper, because this industry is a monster. It's become a business. It's about making money off of sickness. And, I've worked in the corporate world, and I know what these meetings look like when you go in at the end of the year, like right now, and you talk about your earnings, and you compare it to the year over year, the Y over the Y, Y-O-Y, year over year earnings. And there's always someone at the top that says, we either increased over the year or we decreased over the year, and why, and what are we going to do about it, and how are we going to make an increase over our earnings from the year before. It's not about how many people are healed, how many people aren't sick. It's not about that. It's about how are we going to meet the number. It's a machine, it's a beast, it's the devil. And so some of my other videos have already talked about this. Now more than ever, it is important that we start to take control of our health, and we start to think about the things that we have control over and how we protect ourselves and our children from this industry that does not care about your child. And you know what? I get it. When you get a scary diagnosis for your kid and you've got to go in there and get ports attached to your body to release medications so they can survive, and they've got brand new pills to save them. This is a close friend of mine just explained to me that this is what she's going through. Her 7-year-old, one of her twins, was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, autoimmune. It's about the pancreas not working correctly. But then it came to my mind that many people are getting this type 1 diabetes. So it's not like it just runs in the family. And this doesn't have to do with food. It has to do with an organ not working correctly. We are starting to see the effects of the environment, the microwave, the short wave. And so, just like my friend Stephanie, who was diagnosed with cancer, she was scared. She didn't know what to do. She had stage 4 pancreatic cancer is what they told her. And so she did what she had to do. Everybody has the right to make their own choice, but I'm getting nervous about these choices. And I'm getting worried about these diagnoses, and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. So we've got a tower here. We got a tower over there. I got the church over here behind me. So, I saw I saw a post from the United Nations talking about eucalyptus. I'm always burning eucalyptus to clean energies, by the way. But I saw a post from the United Nations talking about women's rights and women's voices and the women speaking up and having power. And it's always positioned in a way like it's here to help the people, but then if a woman, for an example, is obligated to get a vaccine because it's mandatory, I don't think that's women's rights. Here in Costa Rica, it's illegal to have your baby at home. Although, it's not like they enforce it. They can't really control if somebody ends up having labor and having their child at home, but it's legal to be a prostitute. So it's like there's this, and it's illegal to say I don't want to get my child vaccinated. So illegal. I have police that come knock on my door and tell me they'll police escort my child to get her vaccinated. Now, I can see through this fake authority, but I would say that a lot of my friends are scared of these things and they feel bad and they're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you're going through this. And I've heard a million people tell me, if you just get her vaccinated, all of this goes away. But I say no, because I see the effects. I know what this thing is doing to the biology. And I know the biotech community is making billions right now on the experimentation of our children and all beings on this planet. And they're moving this blood around. They're transferring plasma everywhere. They're paying the drug addicts for their plasma donations, and then they're giving that in the plasma transfusions. Like, there's some shit going on. It's time to wake up. I'm questioning everything about the medical society. And I keep hearing Hippocratic Oath, Hippocratic Oath, Hippocratic Oath. And I looked it up the other day, and the first oath of the Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. And I'm questioning the people that are still administering these things, thinking that they are actually helping anybody except paychecks. And that's the other trick. We get so caught up in a lifestyle where we've got to do a job that pays us a certain amount so that we can maintain our lifestyle, make sure our kids have food and, book bags for school and play their sports and everything like that, that even the ones in the middle of it that are starting to see the effects, you can't ask any questions. But this is a call to integrity. When you realize and you ask yourself, am I doing something that is legitly correct and really protecting society? Someone told me the other day there's not a light or a dark or a God and a devil, but that there's ignorance and love. And I guess if you want to dissolve everything to that, I would say that it's time to wake up from the ignorance. It's time to wake up from the ignorance that somebody could have an authority over your body as if it's their property. It's time to wake up and ask some questions about anyone or anything, this industry having your best interest in mind. And these little kids that are being born need a voice, and their parents don't even know what's up. And that was the thing too. This grandmother was telling me, like, the mom's busy working. She doesn't really give her child love or attention. Well, that definitely is affecting the development of the child as well. But also the moms just haven't, and that's the other thing. Are we just like popping out kids and then we're busy with our lives and we're not even, why are we having kids? And I say this in humility. I have 3 children that I am not a full-time mother to that are back in the States. that moved back to Texas 3 years ago now. And I never thought that I wouldn't be a full-time mother to my children, but I also know, and I had to surrender to why I wasn't meant to leave at that time and why I'm here right now. And so I have a responsibility to use my awareness, to use my voice, to talk about what it is that I'm seeing and to share the truth about this beast. And if you love your children, I pray, and as the tears were flowing as I was sitting in the church, I prayed that humanity have the ability to see deeper and to wake up from the ignorance and to see the truth